In the silent chambers of the human mind, where whispers echo through labyrinthine corridors of memory, there exists an uncharted landscape of unexpressed potential, a terrain more vast and mysterious than any geographical wonder, more complex than the most intricate neural network. Each individual carries within themselves an entire universe of unspoken dreams, buried aspirations, and unexplored capabilities that tremble beneath the surface of consciousness like underground rivers waiting to break through hardened geological formations of doubt and fear. The human psyche is a landscape of perpetual construction, where invisible architects, fragments of childhood experiences, unresolved traumas, and unconscious desires, continuously build and dismantle intricate structures of self-perception. Imagine your inner world as a vast construction site, where massive emotional scaffolding rises and falls, where blueprints of potential are constantly being redrawn by the invisible hands of memory and unconscious drives. Every unspoken project, every suppressed ambition, represents a building waiting to be completed, a structure of human possibility that remains hidden from the external world, protected by layers of psychological defense mechanisms. These hidden constructions are not mere fantasies. They are living, breathing entities that pulse with the raw energy of unexpressed intelligence, waiting for the precise moment of emergence. The human capacity for intelligence is not a static measurement, but a dynamic, fluid landscape that shifts and transforms with each moment of self-awareness. Intelligence is not simply about solving mathematical equations or remembering complex data. It is about understanding the profound complexity of one's internal world, navigating the intricate emotional terrains that shape our perception, our choices, and ultimately our destiny. Those who truly understand intelligence recognize it as a living, breathing organism that grows through introspection, through the courageous act of confronting the hidden parts of oneself. Within you resides an extraordinary architect of potential, a version of yourself that understands the profound interconnectedness of your experiences, your fears, your unspoken dreams. This internal genius speaks not through loud proclamations, but through subtle whispers, through intuitive nudges that guide you towards unexplored territories of personal growth. Every suppressed idea, every unshared vision, carries within it the seed of transformative power, a power that can reshape not just individual destinies, but entire collective consciousness. Hey there, incredible mind explorer. If this journey into the depths of human potential resonates with you, take a moment to like this exploration, drop a comment sharing your own hidden constructions, and subscribe to dive deeper into the mysterious landscapes of the human psyche. Your engagement fuels this collective journey of understanding. The psychology of silence is not about absence, but about profound potential, a rich, fertile ground where the most revolutionary ideas germinate in darkness, away from the harsh judgments of the external world. Those who hold their visions close, who build their internal worlds with meticulous care and profound intentionality, are not weak or hesitant. They are strategic architects of transformation, understanding that true power lies not in immediate exhibition, but in careful, deliberate cultivation. Consider the great innovators throughout history, the scientists, artists, philosophers who kept their most radical ideas hidden, nurturing them in the protected spaces of their inner laboratories. Their silence was not a sign of doubt, but a sophisticated strategy of preservation and protection. Like seeds carefully planted in fertile soil, waiting for the perfect conditions of growth, these individuals understood that premature exposure could wither the most delicate and revolutionary concepts. The human psyche bears wounds that never fully heal. They transform, reshape, become intricate landscapes of survival and resilience. Trauma is not a single moment frozen in time, but a living organism that breathes within the cellular memory, whispering its encrypted messages through subtle tremors of emotion, through unexplained anxieties that ripple across the surface of consciousness like phantom waves. Each suppressed memory is a locked room within the grand mansion of the mind, where unprocessed experiences accumulate like dust-covered artifacts, waiting for the moment of illumination. Imagine the mind as a complex navigation system, where every unexpressed pain becomes a hidden algorithm, silently redirecting the pathways of potential. The human capacity to survive is not about strength in the conventional sense, but about the extraordinary ability to create intricate defense mechanisms, psychological scaffolding that protects the most vulnerable parts of our inner world. These mechanisms are not weaknesses. They are sophisticated survival strategies developed by the most intelligent part of our being, the part that understands survival as an art form, a delicate dance between protection and growth. Within the landscape of human consciousness, there exist uncharted territories of emotional intelligence that far surpass traditional measurements of intellectual capacity. Intelligence is not a linear progression but a multidimensional terrain of interconnected experiences, where each suppressed emotion, each unspoken truth, contributes to a complex ecosystem of understanding. The most profound intelligence lies not in what we know, but in our capacity to feel deeply, to navigate the intricate emotional labyrinths that shape our perception of reality. The shadow self, that hidden realm of unexpressed potential and unacknowledged pain, is not a territory to be feared, but a rich landscape of transformative power. It is the repository of our most authentic experiences, the keeper of memories too intense to be immediately processed, the guardian of truths too complex for immediate comprehension. Every unspoken dream, every buried aspiration, every silenced voice carries within it a revolutionary potential that can reshape entire personal and collective narratives. Dive deeper into this extraordinary journey of self-discovery. If these words resonate with the hidden depths of your soul, take a moment to like this exploration, share your own hidden insights in the comments, and subscribe to continue unraveling the mysterious landscapes of human potential. Your engagement is the key that unlocks collective understanding. The body remembers what the mind chooses to forget, a profound intelligence that exists beyond rational thought, a wisdom encoded in muscle memory, in unexplained physical responses, in the subtle language of sensation. Each tension, each unconscious gesture, tells a story far more complex than words could ever articulate. The human experience is not a linear narrative, but a multidimensional tapestry where past, present, and potential future interweave in a continuous dance of becoming. Unspoken projects are not failures of courage, but sophisticated expressions of strategic intelligence. They are seeds carefully protected from premature exposure, nurtured in the dark, fertile soil of internal landscapes. Like underground rivers that carve their paths through solid rock, these hidden potentials possess a patience and determination that transcends immediate gratification. They understand that true transformation requires a profound trust in the process of gradual, almost imperceptible growth. Consider the metamorphosis of a butterfly, a profound journey of complete cellular transformation that occurs in absolute silence, hidden from external observation. The caterpillar does not announce its intention to become something entirely new. It surrenders to an internal process of radical reimagining. Similarly, the most revolutionary human potentials undergo their most significant transformations in the protected spaces of silence, away from the fragmented noise of external expectations and premature judgments. The psychology of hidden potential is a testament to the extraordinary complexity of human consciousness, a reminder that our deepest intelligence operates far beyond the surface level of immediate perception. It is an intelligence that understands the power of silence, the strategic value of internal cultivation, the profound wisdom of waiting for the perfect moment of emergence. In the deepest recesses of consciousness, where light becomes a distant memory and silence takes untangible form, the true landscape of human identity reveals itself, a terrain more treacherous and magnificent than any external journey. Here, in this internal wilderness, the fragmented self confronts its most profound truths, stripping away the carefully constructed masks that have protected and imprisoned simultaneously. The confrontation is not a battle, but an intimate unveiling, a moment when the invisible walls between conscious and unconscious begin to dissolve, revealing the intricate architecture of personal mythology. Memories are not linear recordings, but living entities that breathe and transform, shape-shifting between reality and imagination, truth and protective illusion. Each repressed experience is a wound that has crystallized into a complex emotional geography, a terrain mapped by pain, resilience, and the extraordinary human capacity to survive. The childhood self, that invisible core residing within the adult body, continues to whisper its unheard narratives, its unprocessed emotions creating subtle tremors that ripple through every decision, every relationship, every unconscious pattern of behavior. The body becomes a living archive of unspoken stories, each muscle holding memories too intense to be immediately comprehended, each cellular structure carrying the weight of generational traumas and unresolved emotional inheritances. Pain is not an enemy to be conquered, but a profound language of transformation, a sophisticated communication system through which the deepest parts of human experience speak their most guarded truths. The psychological wounds are not weaknesses, but intricate maps of survival, complex navigational charts that reveal the extraordinary resilience of human consciousness. Imagine consciousness as a multidimensional labyrinth, where each corridor represents a different layer of personal experience. The walls are constructed from memories, fears, desires, and unacknowledged potentials, some rooms brilliantly illuminated, others shrouded in darkness, concealing the most vulnerable parts of the self. The journey through this internal landscape is not a linear progression, but a dance of revelation and concealment, where each step brings both terror and profound liberation. The fragmented identity reveals itself as a complex ecosystem, where different aspects of self coexist in a delicate balance. The wounded child, the protective guardian, the unexpressed genius, the silenced dreamer. These internal characters are not separate entities, but interconnected fragments of a holistic human experience, each playing a crucial role in the elaborate mechanism of psychological survival. They communicate through subtle languages of emotion, through unexpressed tensions, through dreams that carry messages too complex for immediate rational understanding. Unresolved traumas create intricate defense mechanisms that become invisible architects of personal reality. These psychological constructions are not prisons, but sophisticated survival strategies, complex emotional technologies developed by the most intelligent part of human consciousness. They protect the most vulnerable core of being, creating elaborate landscapes of illusion and protection that shield the deepest, most authentic self from potential destruction. Each defense mechanism is a masterpiece of adaptive intelligence, a testament to the human capacity to transform pain into resilience. The intersection between memory and imagination becomes a fluid space where reality is continuously reconstructed. Here, the boundaries between what happened and what could have happened blur into a rich, multidimensional narrative. Childhood experiences are not fixed points in time, but living, breathing entities that continue to evolve, reinterpreting themselves through the lens of ongoing experience. The mind is a master storyteller, constantly rewriting personal mythology, creating meaning from fragmented experiences. In this profound internal landscape, the concept of time dissolves. Traumatic experiences exist simultaneously, past, present, and potential future merging into a continuous emotional experience. The unconscious does not recognize linear time. It operates through a more complex rhythm, where a moment from childhood can suddenly become vibrantly alive, carrying the same emotional intensity as a current experience. This is the true nature of psychological time, a fluid, interconnected web of experience that transcends traditional understanding. The human capacity for psychological transformation is infinitely more complex than any external achievement. True intelligence reveals itself not through measurable outcomes, but through the ability to navigate these internal landscapes with courage, to listen to the subtle languages of emotion, to create meaning from seemingly fragmented experiences. The most profound intelligence is the capacity to stay present with pain, to transform wounds into wisdom, to recognize the extraordinary beauty in psychological vulnerability. Transformation is not a destination, but a continuous journey of becoming, a delicate dance between acceptance and radical reinvention. The human spirit possesses an extraordinary alchemy, an innate ability to transmute pain into wisdom, fragmentation into wholeness, silence into profound understanding. Each moment of integration represents a quantum leap of consciousness, where the seemingly broken pieces of self realign themselves into a more expansive, more authentic configuration of being. Imagine healing as a sacred architecture, where every unresolved emotion becomes a building block of a more profound self-understanding. The process is not about erasing wounds, but about creating a magnificent cathedral of experience. Each scar a stained glass window through which light of consciousness streams, illuminating the intricate landscapes of human potential. The most extraordinary intelligence is not about solving external problems, but about developing the capacity to hold complexity, to embrace the full spectrum of human experience with compassionate awareness. The journey of psychological reconstruction is a pilgrimage into the most sacred territory of human existence, the inner landscape where true transformation occurs. Here, the boundaries between personal and collective experience dissolve, revealing a profound interconnectedness that transcends individual narratives. Each personal healing becomes a ripple of transformation that extends far beyond the individual, touching collective consciousness in ways that cannot be immediately perceived but are deeply felt. Spiritual intelligence emerges not from detachment, but from the most intimate engagement with one's inner world. It is a profound listening, a receptivity that allows the deepest parts of human experience to speak their truth without judgment, without the need to immediately categorize or understand. The soul speaks in the language of feeling, in the subtle vibrations of emotion, in the spaces between thoughts where the most profound wisdom resides. The body becomes a living temple of transformation, each cell a repository of accumulated wisdom, each breath a bridge between the visible and invisible realms of experience. Psychological healing is not a linear process, but a multidimensional dance of revelation and integration. The wounded child within learns to communicate with the adult self, not through words, but through a language of feeling, of intuitive understanding that transcends rational explanation. Memory is not a fixed recording, but a living, breathing entity that continues to reshape itself. The past is not something to be escaped, but a rich landscape of potential transformation, a source of profound wisdom that can be gently integrated, understood, and ultimately transcended. Each unresolved experience carries within it a seed of evolutionary potential, a hidden intelligence that can illuminate the path of personal and collective growth. The human capacity for reinvention is infinite, a testament to the extraordinary plasticity of consciousness. We are not bound by our past experiences, but are continuously creating ourselves in each moment of aware presence. The most profound act of intelligence is the ability to step outside the familiar narratives, to recognize the stories we have been telling ourselves, and to choose a more expansive, more compassionate way of being. Brave explorer of consciousness, if this journey has touched the depths of your soul, if these words have illuminated the hidden landscapes of your inner world, take a moment to honor this transformation. Like this exploration of human potential, share your insights in the comments, and subscribe to continue this sacred journey of collective awakening. Your engagement is a powerful act of collective healing, a bridge between individual transformation and universal understanding. In the end, the greatest journey is the one that leads us back to ourselves, not the self we have been told to be, but the self that exists beyond social conditioning, beyond fear, beyond limitation. It is a journey of remembering our true nature, a nature that is infinitely creative, infinitely adaptable, infinitely capable of transformation. The human spirit is not defined by its wounds, but by its extraordinary capacity to transmute pain into wisdom, fragmentation into wholeness, silence into profound understanding. We are not merely observers of our experience, but active creators of our psychological landscape. Each moment of awareness is an act of creation, each breath an opportunity to rewrite the narrative of our existence. The most profound revolution occurs not in the external world, but in the internal landscape of consciousness, where every moment becomes an opportunity for radical reimagining, for stepping into a more expansive version of ourselves. If something in these words stirred a truth inside you, don't ignore it. Follow the channel and continue this inner journey with me. You were never meant to walk it alone.